All right. Hey, everybody. So, what's the issue? The issue is very simple. Earlier this week, Trump posted on Truth Social. He posted that the stock market was going to boom. It's going to boom. That's what the boomer said, is the stock market is going to boom. And then it drops by $2 trillion. Narrator, it did not boom, right? It did not, however, boom. The boomer was wrong. So stocks are going to boom, $2 trillion drop, and down 10 trillion, which is an enormous amount of money for a country's stock markets. Down $10 trillion since Trump was inaugurated. And you got these dishonest people on social media playing these red herring games, right? Serving these red herrings. Oh, so you want China to win? No, fuck you. I don't want a $10 trillion stock market loss, which is what we just had. I don't want a president baiting and switching us, saying things are going to boom, and then you lose your ass. That's called fraud. That's called abuse. What if Joe Biden did that? What if Joe Biden posted on his official social media, the stock market is going to boom this week, and then it loses $2 trillion? Would my would my analysis be any different? This is fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting abuse of the American people. His Treasury secretary worked for George Soros for decades. Watch my last video, the last live stream. He worked for Soros for decades. He was instrumental in Soros' short of the Bank of England, which temporarily wrecked England. And now they're doing the same thing. Again, can somebody at the SEC look into it and see if Lutnick and Bessent have any shorts on the market? They're doing the exact same thing, except now they're targeting America. Instead of targeting the British pound and the Japanese yen, as Scott Bessent did under Soros, they're now targeting America. It's just incredible. Hey, thank you, Wes. But yeah, these red herring arguments. Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you fuck off? Why don't you weird right wing communists fuck off? I had no idea that MAGA 2.0 was about cratering the stock market. No, only 10% of people own most of the stock anyway. It's not even true. More than half of Americans have some form of direct exposure. Why would you want to decimate your own country's stock market? Make it make sense. Oh, that'll improve our ability to, like, fuck you. Why would you want to decimate your own country's stock market? Why would you want to hurt people in your country who are investing in your own companies, right? Your own country's companies. It's very bizarre. Yeah, I was the journalist who broke Pizzagate. I think it's a little bit broader than Comet Ping Pong. But yeah, I was the journalist who broke that. So the left has some issues. The left is a cult, right? Here, these emails came out that showed signs of human trafficking. Clear signs of human trafficking, the John Podesta emails. So they come out, those of us with brains, we read the emails, and we go, oh, wow, there's something nasty here. But the left is a cult. So instead of siding with me, I used to be on Huffington Post all the time, HuffPost Live. I used to be on the Young Turks. I used to be on Joe Rogan, as many of you guys know. I was on Rogan 7 times. But the left circled the wagons, and they said that me and every other person who read the Podesta emails was crazy. Just really kind of a weird, weird cover-up, right? To say that hundreds of thousands of people with no shared interest, nothing really against Podesta. We didn't even know who he was until we read his emails. The left circled the wagons, and they wrote from their glorified blogs like the Daily Beast and Salon that people like me were literally crazy for just reading a guy's emails, for just reading some weird Obama advisor's emails. To this day, I think there's something wrong with that guy, and I think his emails need to be investigated. And I think they never will be. They never will be. It's all the same people at the top. Doesn't matter left or right. They're both cults. They're both fucking cults. Because to see these MAGA influencers not say to Trump's face, or at least on social media, to not say actually losing $10 trillion in 3 months is fucking stupid, and you need to cut it out. It's fucking stupid. It's an unforced error, right? This is a human being causing trillions of dollars of losses. It's not a pandemic. It's not a war. It's one human being advised by dumb people, dumb or malicious. Again, the guy advising Trump, the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, worked for Soros. That should be a disqualifier. If you want to work for someone on the right, it should be a disqualifier if you spent your life working for George Soros, period. Because Soros is the enemy of the right, and he's the enemy of the American worker. So why would you trust this guy's mentor? Or sorry, why would you trust this fucking protege, Scott Bessent, with Treasury Secretary position? These people are doing what they did to the Japanese yen and to the British pound, but now they're doing it to the American economy. Yeah, two wings of the same bird. I like that. All these people in DC, they all answer to the same people. They're all the same fucking thing. Why would Trump pick supposedly his arch enemy's protege to run his Treasury Department? Why would he do that? I mean, make it make sense, folks. So then people try to red herring me. Oh, you're just a double agent. Oh, I'm a double agent. I guess they weren't real smart promoting me then, right? To keep me silenced for 8 years while I was banned everywhere. Meanwhile, people like Ben Shapiro get promoted, millions of views on every fucking word out of his mouth. I'd say I'm probably not a double agent, probably not some kind of puppeteer. Because again, what did they get out of ditching me for 8 years? Absolutely nothing. They would prefer that I wasn't talking today. But again, just do the math. Scott Bessent was George Soros's protege. Now, did he ever publicly disavow Soros? Did he ever say, hey, I've changed my ways? Nope, never did, which leads one to believe he still believes all the same shit. Hey, Jeremiah, welcome. They answer to the same causes and the same people. Again, it just blows my mind. The guy pushing for tariffs, which is destroying the American economy, he learned about finance from George Soros. Trump fucked up big, or he's one of them, one of the two. And I'm leaning toward he might be one of them, unfortunately. Because, right, if this is such a good idea, these tariffs, if this is so good for the country, why wasn't Trump all over this in the first term? Why didn't he do any of this in the first term? How come it's been months and there's still not a single Epstein Island arrest? It's been months now. Pam Bondi supposedly working on it. Dan Bongino at the FBI supposedly working on it. Not a single arrest. How about all the Doge corruption that Elon has uncovered? Not one fucking arrest, which really is a message to those people to keep stealing. When you out that level of corruption and you don't bring charges against even one of the people who are stealing, it's basically an invite to keep doing it, right? He did nothing like this in his first term. He did nothing like this in his first term. And now China is imposing 30-something% tariffs on us, and they're restricting the rare earth minerals, which puts our tech companies in the ground. We can't operate without those rare earth minerals. It's like the unobtainium in the movie Avatar. We need that. So welcome other comments and analysis. But yeah, these people just saying, fuck you if you're in stocks. No, that shouldn't be the right's message. If you have a 401k or a brokerage account or a retirement account, go burn in hell should not be the message from the right. And it's going to cost them votes. I was saying until very recently that I can't see how the left ever gets back in the White House. Now I could see Trump being impeached. I could see him being impeached and thrown out. People don't like to lose this kind of money. I've seen some very reasonable MAGA types on Twitter saying, hey, I don't want to be negative, but I'm down 20% since January. People looking into logging into their 401ks. Trump robbed us. Again, to put out a tweet saying the market's going to boom, and then it drops $2 trillion on your fucking Liberation Day. I feel robbed, right? I feel completely fucking robbed. And where are the arrests for, again, Epstein Island, the Podesta emails, any of it? All these MAGA people around Trump, they never talk about John Podesta because they're two sides of the same coin. They're the same people. They want to crash our economy. They don't give a shit about any of us. That's the conclusion that I've come to. So thank you guys.